Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all our viewers and all our listeners, wherever you catch this podcast from. My name is Dennis Iman.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, last year in September, we published our first ever Lab20 Podcast episode. And since then, we have been coming here with different guests, different types of conversations. And you guys have been there. We're happy to be hitting about 3,000 followers now, subscribers on our YouTube channel. And today, we just wanted to reminisce different guests that we have actually been able to have our podcasts in. So, Lab20 Podcast for the past year, Takarubanga host my guests Ambili. We have had a privilege of Banga host and who already they are in high positions or they have been in highest positions in the country. We were privileged to have Mr. Lab20, who is a former IG of the Malawi police, and he was also a former diplomat. It was a very, very eye-opening conversation that we had with him, and now we're planning to bring him back. You know the things that he shared with us, and there was still a lot that we think because of that way for you can host him time and again. So we'll be inviting him back so we can continue with a different conversation about mindset change, about leadership and governance. We have been privileged to host international guests on the show. We had Shoma Jose all the way from South Africa when she was here for Lake of Stars. She gave us a very, very good interview when the speculation ya nyimbo yake was just there. She was expected to release nyimbo ya Kadigongo that time, and she took us into the process, who helped her with Chichewa lyrics and all that, and she said she's a very, very good Chichewa speaker actually. So we have had Shoma Jose on the show on set during Lake of Stars Festival. We have also been able to host superstars, Malawian superstars. We've had Tay Green, who came here. Very rare that you see Tay Green on a podcast, but he was here and he dropped a lot of very, very important and insightful nuggets during his episode. We talked about a lot of things, business, music, and also Kwambili. We bordered mostly around mindset change. And if you haven't watched that podcast, please just check on the channel. Conversation with Tay Green, Lab20 Podcast with Tay Green. So we have also hosted people that are in positions of power, people that are leaders. We have hosted the mayor of the city of Lilongwe, Her Worship Esther Amina Salim Sagawa here, who shared with us her vision for the city and the things that she was looking forward to try and implement during her tenure in office. She was the shortest serving mayor for just about a year. We were able to just hear how she thinks and what she thought the city needed to do. And if you haven't seen what she stood for as the mayor, you can also check out that conversation. One of the things that we also did over the year was to actually go out to festivals. So we'd go to festivals like Lake of Stars, where we caught up with Shoma Jose, but we also caught up with other people that have been working at the festival, people that went to the festival, partners of the festival. We had a privilege of actually having a conversation with the former ambassador, High Commissioner to Malawi from the UK. We had a conversation with the country representative of the UN in Malawi, as well as the head of Canix at the Afrexim Bank. These are very, very important people. We once had a conversation around cars, safety, and all that, just to understand what do people look at when they are trying to purchase cars? What are they supposed to do? And we really delve deep into kuti kodi misewu yathu tingayigwiritsa ntchito bwanji, and also how can we create a community where transportation is not an issue yoti anthu zivutika nayo and whatnot. So we talked a lot about that with the guy that created the most popular car conversations group on Facebook, which is Know Your Car Malawi. On musicians, we have been able to host BJ on this set. We've been able to host Maseba, one of the most viewed podcasts that we've had was the one with Maseba. A lot of people, I think, loved the conversations. He was really just open, fun, and yeah, there was a lot of banter in that conversation. Yeah, we've had Chismo here, we've had Channel Index here, and we've also talked technology with one of the software developers in the country, just talking about innovation and the tech space, Mr. Kondwani Jimatiro from Giant Plus, which is a tech company. We have had girls' conversations between Tapokera and Christine, just to talk about girl stuff. We have had amazing conversations about trending issues with Chisomo, who is a co-host here, and we have also had a conversation with Sife Malawi, one of the most also interesting conversations around talent, music, professionalism in the industry, and also how we need to look at my artist, mainly my artist such as Mai. And she shared that seat with Miriam, who is the manager and was with TK Records, and we talked a lot about different things in that conversation. We also had a conversation with the CEO of the UMP Festival to just find out what their plans are for the festival. We were there last year, and this year they're doing a bigger festival. We wanted to find out from her what the plans are, and the UMP festival is coming up very quick. These guys will be announcing a lot of things. I know there are awards, there's a film festival going on with the UMP, and there's been a lot of activities actually going on. Find out more about that in a conversation with Aisha Da Silva about the UMP festival. We also had a conversation around mindset change with a guy called Eric Hughes. Eric Hughes is a business person, but he's also a proponent of critical thinking and mindset change, mainly on issues to do with politics, governance, religion, the school system, how these things affect or impact our lives every day. It was a very, very challenging conversation. If you want to find out how does the world work, how do politicians control us using the politics, using governance, and using the school system, go and listen or watch that podcast conversation, Unlocking the Matrix with Eric Hughes. We have also had a very, very interesting conversation with Ted Kwelebeda. You will love this. If you haven't watched this, go and watch and find out what this guy who calls himself the Bush engineer shared about his experience staying in South Africa and how that changed him to come back here to start innovating with the Blickbaker and to the Gizmo wheelbarrows and all the things that he has been able to create locally here using different scrap materials and all that. We see a lot of things going out there that people are calling innovations, but listen to Ted Kwelebeda's story and how he thinks and how he actually goes out to implement some of these things. Unfiltered Insights with Ted Kwelebeda. You will love it. We've had also a conversation around mental health and breaking the chains of shame with Ajina Tomoka, but she's popularly called Tokozile Kadango right now. She used to be Ajina Tomoka back in the days on Facebook. That was her alias. If you really want to find out how we can deal with mental health pressures of depression and whatnot, You will love that conversation. Wow, this has been a year full of insightful chats, really insightful chats. And I know you're thinking of getting married to a white guy or a white lady, and you wonder what my dynamics are. My family is mainly interracial. Loran, we have had a family that sat down with us and we discussed all the intricacies okudza kuti munthu mzungu akakwatira munthu wakuda zimakhala bwanji ma issues at church amaenda mwantundu wanji, because we come from different backgrounds, we've got different religious beliefs, but the family, the eldest family helped us to understand how do interracial families work. Yeah, you can learn something from that conversation. Very, very eye-opening. We have also had one interesting one around the same topic, kind of similar, but not really about that, with Horace Nyaka, who is a senior bachelor. Dude is not married, and he feels like marriage sometimes would give you a yoke that some people are not ready to carry. And we delved one bit deep into why is it that some people choose not to get married. Is marriage for everyone? And we talked also one bit about the celebrations of getting married, which is the weddings. Is it really worth it to throw big parties, spend a lot of money, go into dates just for you to get married to someone, and you end up in debt when you actually start the family? Very, very interesting conversation here. Horace Nyaka, he shared his own experiences, his own life, not something that he just hears from people. For those that love farming, those that love business and social media, Urunji Mezua, aka Adadak, brought the nuggets into the studio. We had an honest conversation with him, full of banter, but full of insightful knowledge on how we can work together as young people, pull my resources together to start a business. He has got farming with Urunji, where he has put together resources, panoba kukolola nyemba, nuwa seed, akukolola mpunga, a lot of bags. And if you want to find out how we can come together, tisamango sila amwenye banga my business, what can young people do? Urunji dropped a bombshell of very, very important insights. Watch that conversation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have had conversation. Now, me just going through these conversations in the past year, we have had diverse people come here, and just hosting these conversations, leading these conversations has been very, very eye-opening. Blessings Msoya, who is an academician, as a lecturer at Nzuzu University, lives with visual impairment, but he does amazing things. You meet him, you'd think he has no any issues with his sight, but he is blind, he doesn't see. But the things that he is able to do, how he navigates through the world, do his things, are amazing. And we had a conversation with him challenging the status quo of how we box people because of their physical disabilities. If you want to just be lifted and inspired, watch this conversation. No sights, no limits. A blind academics journey with Blessings. You will love it. If you're into the entertainment space, you want to find out what happens when the night falls and the rhythms are blasting from the speakers and some drinks are flowing in the nightclubs, we have been able to host DJ Zandi from Center Point in Area 25, who came here with his own views on how people behave in the nightclubs, why people do what they do. Very, very insightful conversation. A lot of people have been asking, Kodi, what does it take for someone to come on your podcasts? No. What it takes is a real and authentic, honest story that you can come here and share. Whether it's expertise, whatever insights you have, everybody has got stories. And if we believe that it's only through these conversations that you help other people understand something that when people sit here and share their honest stories, they inspire people. So our podcast is not about the numbers, no. It's about even 2 people. Whenever I'm here recording, I always just think of 2 or 3 people that gave me feedback before that recording on my previous recording or episodes. And one of the people that actually came here and gave us a very authentic and honest story is a young girl simply called Alice Zoe. She told us about her abusive relationship, being a baby mama to a guy who kept abusing her and she kept kumampirira. She is a typical story of atsikana ambiri, meaning their families just want them to be married because mina ana patsidwa mimba. But she shared with us a very, very touching, authentic story of abuse in relationships and the struggles of being a single mother. If you're a single mom and you think, you can check out a conversation with Alice Zoe. Love, pain, and forgiveness. You'll be encouraged. This is somebody that is just a normal person. She does a business, but she shared a very powerful story on this podcast. We have also been able to have conversations around marriage. Do people get married because they love the person, or they just get married because the other partner is able to support them? Is it just marriage for vibes? And Kisa Namagoya came here and taught us all her experiences as a counselor, and also just someone who has been working with a lot of married couples, and shared a lot of insights on that. Ladies and gentlemen, who have really, really brought the conversations as Lab20 Podcast. Staff Nyoni came here and shared his innovation around the blind classroom, what he's doing to help a lot of people that cannot see still be able to acquire an education. Very amazing stuff that he's doing, and very amazing innovations that he's putting out for people to use. If you are thinking of how can I play a part in changing the innovation landscape and what are other people doing, you can listen to Staff Nyoni and find out what the blind classroom is. Imagine all these are conversations that we have been able to cover, and they are not all. We've had Praise Umali here. He came here, very, very interesting guy, very well spoken English. English and Praise story is a very inspirational story. He shared how he actually goes about making his music, the inspiration behind his songs. He is authentic, uses his own experiences to actually share his to make music. He told us how he made the song Proud. We all were shocked. A lot of people did not know that was a real story, that the doctors advised his mother to abort his pregnancy, but she said no, she could not abort because she had gone for what you call this, njira za kulera kuti asiye kubereka, because there were some complications before Praise pregnancy, but she ended up still being pregnant. It's an amazing story. Ndinkhani yosangala yotukula yokhudza ukaimva. And if you want to really understand the journey of Praise Omali, your favorite Afro jazzy artist, watch that episode. You will be inspired from the Zatu days to being a solo artist right now. And not too long ago, we had one of the most trending TikTokers from Malawi based in China, Dr. Patrick Bande, the black teacher, who taught us everything about mindset, what we need to do as Malawians to change our situation. He shared how he perceives politics, leadership, and just general things. Very, very amazing conversation. And we hope to continue having conversations with him. He shared zinthu zoti titakauti timazikamba. I think anthu ambiri kaganizidwe kawo katha kusintha. How China managed to develop and how he thinks we can develop as a country. watch that conversation. If you can fail to watch all the other conversations, that one, make sure you go watch it. It's going to challenge you and it's going to inspire you to actually be a very, very active citizen of this country. And not too long ago, we also hosted Dr. Elias Gaveta, who is both an academic and also an artist, and he shared his experiences using arts for conservation. If you are a conservationist and heard him kubangaza climate change, listen to that conversation. And if you're also an academic who is pursuing higher education, PhD level, you will love it, just as also if you're a musician who is just passionate about music. Very interesting conversation with Zinja, Dr. Elias Gaveta. And to wrap up the year, we just hosted Council Kumbo Bonzo Soko in his Area 12 compound, where we discussed the law, the constitution, the politics, and towards the same thing, what role can we play as people in the laws that we have in our constitution? A very, very interesting conversation. I know we were outside because we if you have noticed, we are experimenting a lot. We're experiment with the different sets. We had Praise Umari at Kweza, very nice, beautiful space. A lot of you loved the space. We had Zoe at the HQ, which is the Lilongwe Happens HQ in Area 9. Outdoor, very beautiful scenery. And we've had these conversations in different spaces. What happens with podcasting, mainly like ours, when we sit here in the studio all the times, when a guest comes in, they think, I'm in a studio, so I need to say things because the studio, the cameras, everything gives you limited freedom of thought. But many wakati outside with your friends and whatnot, you're seeing people pass around, you are more freer to express yourself. So that's why we go out. And a few weeks ago, I was telling you that this podcast is a very big team. Sometimes it could be one person sitting there, but there are a lot of people that work behind the closed doors, behind the scenes. We are about like 14 people. Chisomo is our co-host here. So you see her every time that she's available. We co-host some conversations together. When we travel out, she's the one who is taking the interviews with the people that we meet out there. And we have got the crew that sets the set, which imeni mapanga design set yatu. So there are lights that you need to know how they are getting the picture out there. But I'm set all those. The audio, there are people that work behind to just set the audio. The logistics, when we go to record outside, when a guest needs to needs help, there's transportation that is involved. And one thing about podcasting, guys, it's a lot of research. When I sit down here, I need to do a lot of research, and these people are the ones that tell me, oh, there's this about this person. If you look at my guest, ndaguzaniwa from Anhodindi, let's say my lawyers, mayor, former IG, artists, people that are talking about cars, I don't think I know everything to be able to sit down here and have conversation in the Anhoaja. You learn something, you get challenged. So there's a lot of work that a lot of people put in. So people like director Pierre Gray, he's the one who does the edits. We have got Vincent Kwakwala who records. You have got Zikse Mbana who is doing the records, the editing. Shadi assists us with the picture quality. He assists us with the audio. There's Tapogela Tindwa. There is Spencer Nundwe. There's Benson who works on the uploads. So it's a huge team. It's a huge team. And then there's Tengo Aminga on the other side, and we have got even the doc here who executive produces, suggests which guests, helps us get these guests to come here. And to be able to do this for a year and to be able to drop an episode every week, it's not that easy. For people that are wanting to start a podcast, I would advise you to start. Podcast is the future. But where you can find a studio where you don't have to buy everything. If you have the money, is fair and good. Go buy your gear, buy your mics and all that. But if you're able to use a separate studio just to record, it lessens the work for you. I wouldn't be here every week dropping an episode if it wasn't for the hard work that these people put in. Every week they need to find a guest. We need to record. Some episodes get corrupted. It's tech. There's a lot of things that go into these things. So you need a dedicated team to actually make your episodes or make your podcast happen. Sometimes I know because most of the podcasts that inspire us in the Ajana McG, Joe Logan, The Dial of a CEO, most of these are visual podcasts, but I can tell you there are thousands and thousands of podcasts out there which are just audios. You can take your phone, find a nice quiet space with someone or with yourself, record the voices, use basic microphones to record. You can distribute that on your WhatsApp channels, WhatsApp groups. That is still a podcast. As far as you have recorded an audio, people are able to download that and listen to what you have been saying. That's the basic of a podcast. A VN is actually a podcast. So don't always think about, I need to get all the gear, the best, whatnot. You're going to be investing a lot of money in something that you are not even sure of how you're going to make money from it. Yes, there are possibilities of making money from podcasting, but starting with what you have is actually the best thing that you can do. We might not have started with what we have. We might have started with the privilege of having all the best mics, best cameras, the best team, but not everybody's going to have the best of everything. So if you're thinking of starting a podcast, or if you have already started one, if you are past your 60th episode, bro, you made it. A lot of podcasts die before their 60th episode. But we need a lot of podcasts. People ask me, why would I miss a podcast? Why would I miss a podcast? I love it when I see people starting podcasts. Because Tilindima Conversations Ambi, we have got over 20 million people. Every one of them has got stories. We need to find platforms where people can freely share these stories. The radios cannot give you all the airtime to speak. The internet is free. You can record as many stories as you want. You can put them on the internet. Let people access these stories. Let them inspire them. Let them learn from your mistakes. Whatever stories. And if you can, Facebook Live, go do it. We need people that are able to bring out knowledge, to bring out conversations that will challenge us. And this is why we want you to come here, sit down with us, have a conversation with us. Your story will inspire someone. This is why if you have an idea, you want to start your own podcast, you want to start your own episodes, your own series, come talk to us. We don't have all the conversations. We might love your conversation. This is a studio. It's an open studio. You can come here. Create your content, whether it's for your channels. Let's discuss and see how we can work with you. Whether you are an organization, whether you are a business, but you have something that you think you want to be pushing out there. We can share this studio with you. And yes, we can share the cost of the production with you. But let's make sure that we keep these conversations going. That's the spirit of Lab20 Podcast. We want to sit here, have real conversations with real people. And as we switch into the future, a year into this podcasting thing, we want to be able to bring exciting guests. We want to be able to bring exciting conversations. And if you know that you have got exciting stories, talk to us. Let us sit down with you. Let us have conversations. If you have ideas of more content that we think we can do with you, talk to us. Lab20 is a very big media house. It's a very big media hub. we do a lot of things. It's not just this podcast. And we are welcome to hear your ideas of content that we can be making. Long term or short form. Could be longer versions of content or shorter forms of content. Let's revolutionize this platforms, the industry of digital content together. I love these conversations, and let us keep these conversations going. My name is Dennis Iman, and it's always a pleasure to host this podcast.
1,